Hello, everyone. This is Rick, and welcome to Astral Club. This is Astral Rescue of Lost Souls. Before we get into it, just want to mention a couple things. If you're interested in joining Patreon, go down to the description. Join us in Astral Club. If you'd like an astral projection lesson, be glad to work with you. There's an email in the description. Just ask for information on lessons. Next up, I've had a number of requests recently for a spiritual counseling session. If you have mental health issues, you want to go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. If you're a member of a church somewhere and you have some spiritual questions, experiences you don't understand, you might go to a minister or your priest. But what happens if you don't fit into either of these categories? You've had spiritual experiences that you don't know quite how to frame, how to understand, and you need to talk to somebody who won't be judgy. So, if that's something of interest to you, just go down to the description. There's an email there and ask about spiritual counseling. Okay, let's get started. Astral Rescue of Lost Souls. I was asked by my angel guide to assist in helping lost souls in the Indian-Pakistani border area. I'm sure you've read about that recently. I helped a number of souls find peace. Below are two that I'd like to share with you. My job wasn't to rescue bodies. That was for soldiers and medics. I was here for those who didn't make it. The sun hung low as I stood on a barren plain with nothing living but patches of scrub grass here and there. I had previously scanned Hindu and Muslim spiritual customs in the Akashic records, so I would be prepared to help those in the Indian-Pakistani border area. I wore a simple white robe. On my chest hung a Rudraksha garland. This garland is believed to aid in prayer and meditation and to sanctify the mind, body, and soul. I closed my astral eyes and I extended my senses. A soul is not lost when it is dead. A guru I had read about once said, "It is lost when no one listens." The air around me rippled. Then came the first sign, a scent of jasmine in a place that knew only smoke. The boy I sensed had liked jasmine. His mother would thread garlands on Thursdays. "Where are you, child?" I whispered. Silence. The presence I sensed was that of a young boy, just 12, with eyes too large for his narrow frame and hands that still bore the ink of schoolwork. He died when the bombs came down like rain, indistinguishable from thunder. His body had been reduced to ash in the conflict, his name whispered only once by a panicked uncle who couldn't save him. Then, barely a sound. "I'm scared." A ghostly, dim view of a young boy flickered in and out of existence, gradually solidifying. I knelt. "You are not alone. I have come to take you home." "But I can't find the way." A soul's confusion could be dense, thick as tar. I reached into a bag I had prepared and took out a thread, a piece of red and gold string from a Raksha Bandhan. That's a Hindu amulet of protection. A boy in a school uniform with one sandal missing became more solid. His eyes looked like they had before the fighting, curious, blinking. I fastened the string to the boy's wrist for spiritual protection, according to the custom. "What is your name, child?" I asked. "Anand," he replied shyly. "You are not forgotten," I said. "Your name still breathes." I offered him my hand. The boy reached. Our connection was threadbare, faint, but it held. In that moment, Anand remembered the taste of ladus, a confection made with flour, sugar, ghee, or oil, and shaped into a ball. He also thought about the sound of his mother's singing and the feel of warm sun on the houses. His soul gradually unknotted. He was no longer afraid. In a moment, the scent of jasmine was gone. A single footprint, bare, small, remained in the dust. One more whisper silenced with peace. Anand had moved to his universal home. I walked in the windswept valleys of Kashmir, near the shadowed ridges. I saw no sign of any intelligent entities here in the lower astral. I walked through a disputed area near a long abandoned trench line from the Kashmir War between Pakistan and India in 1948. I sensed a troubled presence nearby. He's here, I said to myself. The feeling grew stronger. A tightness in my chest, sorrow, and something deeper, regret laced with duty. I was pulled to a crag overlooking the valley. I stopped and asked, "Where are you?" A gust of astral wind pressed against me, and then I saw him. He stood before me, a young Pakistani soldier, barely 20, uniform torn, dirt on his face, an old Enfield rifle slung awkwardly across his chest. He looked more like a boy than a warrior. His astral body was hazy, lacking any clear definition. He must have been here a very long time. "What is your name, soldier?" I asked gently. "Tariq Mahmud," came the whisper, carried not by a voice, of course, but by thought. 13th Frontier Force Regiment. I walked to him. "Why are you still here?" "I died alone," he replied, eyes hollow. "No one knew. No one prayed. My name never reached home." I saw in Tariq's mind that he had been separated from his unit during a shelling. Lost in fog and fear, he'd fallen into a crevice and succumbed to injuries over 3 days. The war moved on. His body was never found. His soul, tethered by anguish and unfinished duty, lingered. I was meant to protect, but I vanished like smoke. I listened with my whole being. I didn't try to convince him he had done enough. I knew that didn't matter. What mattered was closure. I recalled a Quranic verse that I'd studied in the Akashic records. I recited the Surah al-Fatiha, a cornerstone of Islamic faith, which acknowledges the mercy and ultimate judgment of Allah and ends in a prayer for guidance and help. I called his name aloud to the sky, acknowledging his sacrifice, witnessing his memory. "I see you, Tariq Mahmud," I said. "You are not forgotten. You are honored. You are returned." There was silence. Then a strange warmth flowed around me. It was a breeze from no direction, but filled with peace and stillness. He was gone. Restoring dignity is important, not just for the living, but for those who died unseen, unheard, and unwept. Well, those are just 2 examples of some lost souls that I was able to assist to go onwards, who had been trapped in one form or another on this lower astral plane in this barren place that I wouldn't wish on anyone. If you benefited from this experience, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed as of yet, please do. And I'm always interested in your comments and your questions. They always bring up some great points and ideas that can benefit not only me, but everyone else in Astral Club. This is Rick, and I will see you on the astral plane.